Hey guys, this is Austin, and today I'm here with part 2 of my tutorial on how to build a gaming PC. Last time we prepared the case, installed the power supply, and got the motherboard all set up. The next step is to install the motherboard into the case. Before doing this, you need to keep in mind that there are different sizes of motherboards and each will mount differently. On the back of the case, you should see a few brass standoffs already installed. Grab the motherboard by the heatsink and roughly line it up with where it will be installed. Now look to see where the 6 screw holes line up compared to your case. Here, the middle 2 standoffs are correct, but we'll need to add 4 more. Grab your bag of screws that came with the motherboard and get the standoffs that you need. You need to be sure to use the correct parts here, as if you don't use standoffs, the motherboard will ground itself out on the steel case. Not good. Now screw the standoffs into the holes that you know match where the motherboard goes. You don't need to use any tools to do this, but be sure that they're pretty tight. Then spin the case around, as we need to install the I/O shield that came with the motherboard. It's easy to put this in backwards, so it's best to take a look at how the motherboard mounts before pushing it into place. Put the case down on its side so that you have plenty of room to work. Gently lay it down on top of the standoffs in the position it needs to be in. Then adjust it back and forth until it lines up with all 6 standoffs as well as the I/O shield. This can be tricky, so take your time and make sure it's lined up right. Then grab your screwdriver and using the screws that came with the case, screw all 6 screws into the standoffs. Be sure everything is lined up perfectly at this point, as it's a pain to fix if it isn't. Once everything looks good, go back and tighten each screw and the motherboard is officially installed. Now sit back and admire your work. Moving on, let's install the graphics card. Slice the seal on the box and pop it open. Inside you'll see a driver CD and case badge, installation guide, registration card, a DVI to VGA adapter, a full-size DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort adapter, and a Molex to 6-pin SATA power cable. Oh, and the graphics card itself, which is slightly important. On the bottom of the card, you'll see the PCI connector, along with a 6-pin power connector on the back of the card. On the front are your display outs for connecting monitors. On this motherboard, there's only one full-size PCI connector, however many motherboards will have 2 or more. Generally, you should install a graphics card in the topmost one, and then add extra cards below that. On the case, you should see a few metal covers blocking the way. Just unscrew these and set the screws aside for a second. You won't need the covers anymore, but you might as well hang on to them. You never know when they might come in handy. Flip the case on its side again and push down on the graphics card until it clicks into place. Nice and easy, huh? Pick the case back upright and then put the 2 screws back in to make sure the card doesn't go anywhere. Once you're done, you should see all the connectors poking out the back of your case. Voila, the graphics card is installed. The next step is to install the hard drive. Pull it out of the protective bag and you're ready to go. Slide it into one of the empty 3.5-inch drive bays. Over on the side, you'll see a pair of holes, so adjust the drive until both of these line up. Now grab 4 screws and, wait for it, screw them in. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Now it's time to toss the DVD drive in. Take the front panel off the case by pushing the plastic tabs backward and then pull the panel off. Now we're going to need to remove one of the 5.25-inch bay covers by pressing the tabs aside until it comes out. Pop the front panel back on and then slide the optical drive into place. Just like the hard drive, line it up with the screw holes and secure it with at least 4 screws. Simple as that, we now have all of our parts installed, so that'll be it for part 2 of this tutorial. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave it a thumbs up, and be sure to check out the finale in part 3 where we finish the build up.